Okay, question number 4. Is the United States of America, according to the Constitution, this is a multiple choice, A, secular society, B, a Christian republic, or C, a religious neutral democracy? Please choose one and explain why you chose it.
Yeah, you better let that hear. A secular society, a Christian republic, and a religious neutral democracy. I don't totally understand what this means, but in my opinion, we live in a democracy here within our own areas, the areas that I've been a part of, with religious freedoms, being able to pray and to share at our church or temple or wherever. I feel very strongly about the responsibility of being a Christian. I have a pecking order as to who I follow, and number 1 is God. The other I'm concerned with is family, and then everything else falls into the next category. And whether it be public office or my job responsibility, or driving down the road to volunteer no matter where I'm going, or planting trees like I did on Saturday up on the mountain, that's an opportunity to make a better place to live. Volunteering is very important with me. At the same time, I get to talk and to listen to those others around me. And it's kind of interesting, there were 5 of us on the mountain planting trees up above the tunnel, thanks to Bob and Senator Kasuni for helping us keep that. 4 Republicans and 1 Democrat. It took me 2 minutes to win them over, Bob. Thought I'd share that. So I may have avoided the question a little bit. I didn't quite understand the question. But I am religious. I am Christian. And God and family are most important in my life.
Just for the record, there is a commission meeting tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the office, in the commissioner's office. If anyone would so desire to show up there and be in attendance, we would welcome your attendance. I've often said that America was founded on Christian principles. We are not basically, I'd say we're more, to answer his question, a religious neutral country. Although we were founded on the religious principles of everyone believes in God. But the Constitution, as we've been referring to back and forth here all evening, was founded on the principle that everyone is entitled to their freedom of their own religion. So, in that respect, I think that everyone in this country is entitled to worship the way they want. We may not agree with that. I may not agree with that. Many of you, I'm sure, in this room do not agree with that. And sometimes it's very hard for us to swallow. But I'm telling you, this country is founded on religious principles. Most of the people, all the people in Somerset, I won't say all of them, because that takes in a lot of people, but the people in Somerset County are very Christian, very religious, and believe in their beliefs in God. So, with that, I'd like to thank you.
A secular society, a Christian republic, or a religious neutral democracy. The country was founded on the principles, on Christian principles, but it is a representative democracy. I don't think I could say it much better than John just said it. We certainly have welcomed many religions, many cultures to America. And I believe that our founding fathers certainly set it up that way. I too am a religious person. I do not wear my religion on my sleeve. I don't make any apologies for that. I don't hold anybody up to my standards. I don't judge yours. I have been a county commissioner who brought to county government the way I was raised by very religious parents who taught me to respect others, their ideas, their beliefs, their religions, respect others. And I think on that premise, you should judge your elected officials. That's the answer to that question. I'm going to use the remainder of my time to make sure that we leave the resolutions, because I've heard this stated a number of times on the campaign trail too, that I've increased my own salary. These are the resolutions that are passed by county commissioners. County commissioners cannot set their own salary. The Board of Commissioners sets the salary for the next Board of Commissioners well in advance. That is under the county code. I would suggest that that be a document too, that some of our candidates start to be familiar with. I will leave the resolutions here. I also brought the copies of the minutes from those meetings, and I'll be glad to answer any questions about that if anybody has that before the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Christian Republic. As everybody's, I agree with these folks up here. This nation was founded on the Christian values. Our founding fathers, like I said before, they cried out to God for wisdom and knowledge. Europe was a mess. The Middle East really wasn't what it is. I mean, basically this country is a very, very, very unique country. It was founded and blessed by God. And I use an example in Deuteronomy chapter 28. God lays down the principles for his people. He was speaking to the people of Israel at the time, the Jewish people. But he also laid down the principle for anyone that would follow those principles. They would be blessed by them. He said, if you obey me, I'm summarizing because the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 is rather long. But he said, if you obey me, I will bless you. I will make you a lender, not a borrower. On and on and on. He tells his people, the Christian people, the Jewish people, because when Jesus Christ died on the cross, he bridged the gap from the Jews to the Gentiles. He's telling us, folks, you do it my way, and I will take care of you. We chose back in 1776, remember our Constitution and Declaration of Independence, Constitution before that, to do it God's way. We're getting away from that. But the deep roots are still a Christian republic. And matter of fact, the second half of Deuteronomy 28, God says, if you don't, you'll be a borrower and not a lender. He said, I will allow curses to come upon you. We're a Christian republic.
I think a secular society is the absence of Christ. I don't mean just the absence. I mean just thoroughly insulting anyone that does have a belief, thoroughly removing anything that reminds you of Christianity from public places, taking the 10 Commandments out of the courthouse. You know, if I work up there and I weren't doing the right thing, I'd hate to pass those 10 Commandments every day too. Can you imagine walking by there reminding yourself of what you just did? It'd be tough. A secular society is the direction we're being pushed. And we're not about to give. I don't think that a republic is exactly a Christian republic. It was founded on Christian principles, but we really have permitted all religions. It really is a thing of everyone has the right to determine how they're going to pursue the rest of their lives, whether it be whatever God or whatever it is, and it's supposed to be permitted to be respected. That's the difference between this country. We don't demand that anybody do or not do anything. But the elite in Hollywood and Wall Street are trying to drive the cross and anything related to Christianity totally out of Christian places, out of public places, which would make it very comfortable to work there if it's not constantly reminded. So I kind of stuttered and stammered through it, but I got there. Thank you.
like to think that we're predominantly a Christian republic. Sometimes I think we're more Christian than the republic. But I think that many of you here were at the recent National Day of Prayer that was held on the courthouse steps. I do believe that our area especially is a very good Christian area. I think that we're still an area where people help people and where people help their community and help their churches. And that's one of the reasons why I moved back here, was because I always liked that type of edge to the society. I always thought that, there are so many good people here who do so many good things, and part of that is based on Christian principle, and I'm happy to say that I share those same sentiments. So I would have to believe that we're a Christian republic. With the remaining time, I did want to address, Jeff mentions that we have $32 million in debt, and that's 82% of our budget. But what he neglects to say is that although that is 82% of this year's budget, that debt is extended out over the next 18 years. Not all of it, but that's the longest term over the next 18 years. So if you took our $40 million budget and multiply that by 18, that would be $720 million. So therefore, 32 million divided by 720 million, if you're looking at it extended out, you're looking at about a 5% debt. But the fact of the matter is, 7% of our budget goes to pay debt, which means if you made $50,000 a year, about $300 a month would go to pay your mortgage and your car payment. That's equivalent to what the county government has as debt. Thank you.